If your immunity is not improving even after all the efforts, you should avoid eating foods that weaken your immunity. For the last few years, the world suffering from corona has understood the importance of immunity. People have now come to know that to avoid infection, immunity has to be made strong. This is why people started consuming everything that boosts their immunity but ignored that food, which is the enemy of their immunity. If you believe the experts, the food that lacks nutrients weakens it instead of increasing your immunity. Here we will tell you about foods responsible for weakening your immunity. Additives are used to improve the texture and taste of food and increase its shelf life. Some of these have a terrible effect on the immune system. Commonly used emulsifiers are salt, corn syrup, carboxymethyl in artificial sweeteners, and full sorbitite. Due to excessive consumption of food items rich in these, immunity becomes weak, and problems related to the stomach have to be faced. High-fat food. A highly saturated diet is associated with immune dysfunction. Foods high in saturated fat can increase susceptibility to infection by slowing down the function of the immune system and white blood cells. According to a study published in the journal Microbiome, high-fat foods can cause changes in gut bacteria and damage the lining of the intestines. Salty foods like chips, frozen dinners, and fast food have been held responsible for spoiling the body's immunity. According to a 2019 study published in PubMed Central, salt can alter gut bacteria and inhibit immune function. Due to this, the chances of autoimmune diseases like ulcerative colitis, rheumatoid arthritis, and lupus increase. Consuming too much sugar unknowingly affects your immunity. Too much sugar, especially for people with diabetes, can keep blood sugar levels high for a long time. A study published in Nature Communications states that high blood sugar levels interfere with intestinal function, making the body more vulnerable to infection. Avoid eating processed meat. Processed meats, like fried foods, are high in ages. Processed meat consumed by people is rich in saturated fat. Eating highly processed and high-temperature cooked meat can cause dangerous diseases like colon cancer. White bread and bakery items are rich in refined carbs. I am eating them in excess causes immunity to be weak. These foods have a high glycemic index, which causes a spike in blood sugar and insulin levels. Fried foods spoil immunity. Fried foods are very high in the molecular group. These are called advanced glycation end products AGEs. They are formed when sugar reacts with proteins during frying at high temperatures. Reduce the intake of salt, sugar, and processed food in your diet. All these will make your immunity worse in the long run.